So are you in debt? Do you only have one job? In that job, are there rumors of a possible layoff looming within the next 3 to 6 months? Do you worry about where you're going to be in your personal finances during the next 3 to 6 months? I am here, guys, to offer you my wisdom, hope, and my experience. I'm going to answer this question on what would you do with a pending layoff if you have debt? What would you do in that situation? And I'm only going to answer this from my perspective, from my experience. I'm here to be able to guide you and help you. I'm debt-free, been debt-free since 2017. I paid off $40,000 in 3.5 years. And so whatever you want, wherever you're at in your life, whether you're in debt, you're striving to get out of debt, or you're thinking about getting out of debt, okay? I'm here this channel is to be able to help people in their financial health journey, wherever you are, okay? So how would I answer that question if I'm in debt and I have a possible layoff coming and I only have one job? What would I do? The first thing I would do is to understand something. I have to now be defensive and I got to be offensive, okay? The first goal for me, if that was me, if I had a possible layoff looming, I only have one job, I'm going to get defensive. The first goal is to handle my 4 walls. What are the 4 walls? Transportation costs, right? Shelter, clothing, utilities, right? Okay? And food, okay? So they are the most important thing in your life. And so that's what I would do. I would take care of my 4 walls first, okay? Now, I'm going to be defensive first, right? And what does that mean? For me, hey, I'm going to think about some things I can do to help myself, right? I'm going to go through the budget. I'm going to go through the list of things I'm paying off in my life, right? I'm going to go through my budget step by step, category by category. The first thing I'm going to eliminate, for me, if that was me, guys, I'm going to eliminate all my subscriptions, right? And I know that I went through this before. I've had people talk to me about this in the past saying, K-2, hey man, I want to keep my gym membership. I can get rid of everything else, but I want to keep my gym membership. It's going to add to it's going to help me with my health, man. It's going to help me with my meditation, my peace of mind, right? To get away from life, so to speak. And that was me too, guys. I understand it. I understand that you want to be able to have a place to go to relax, to get away from things, to help you out with your physical health. I get it. For me, when I went through this process years ago, I eliminated everything, including my health, my gym membership. I came up with other, creative ways I can, work on my physical health at home. I was situated around a trail system around my apartment where I lived at. And so I used those things. I had some gym equipment outside of in my apartment complex. So I just used all those things, guys, to kind of supplement, help me out with my physical health, right? And so for me, I eliminated all that, all my subscriptions. So, but that, again, personal finance is up to you. It's personal, so it's going to be up to you what you do with yourself. But again, that's what I would do. I would negotiate my bills. I would call every utility I have to see if I can negotiate a lower monthly payment, okay? And so I would do that pronto, right? And so I looked for this to be a proactive move, guys, for myself. I want to make sure I do all this within 1 to 2 months, right? And so it's imperative that if I was in layoff mode right now, I would shrink that down to a month. I have a month to do all this, what I'm getting ready to say. Now, if you have possible layoffs coming, I will look at it as a 1 to 2 month process. I'll hit up my HR department and say, hey, look, anything I can do to increase more money coming to me right now. Right? You need all your dollar soldiers coming to you right now. Right now, you're in defense mode, right? You're in survival mode, right? You also want to be able to do all you can to, help you out in your situation. So for me, I would talk to my HR department too and see if I can get any kind of extra money coming to my paycheck, right? And so the goal of those 3 things I just mentioned for me would be able to make sure I have enough money coming in on each paycheck to take care of the next thing I'm going to say, which is make sure all my insurances are taken care of, right? Again, if this happened to me, guys, if this happened to me, I'm in defense mode. I'm getting ready to take care of all my insurances, because you know why? I'm not going to let life happen to me. I'm going to happen to it, which means that Murphy's Law is lingering around me. If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen when I'm not prepared. I got to make sure all my insurances are prepared, ready to go, right? To protect me, right? So if I'm going through a storm, if I got a storm coming right now, I'm going to make sure I'm protecting my house, right? I'm boarding up my house, getting ready for that possible storm, right? I'm boarding up my windows, my doors, locking everything, right? Protecting the perimeter of my house, right? And so to do that, I have to make sure my health insurance is on par, my car insurance, right? My rental insurance, mortgage insurance, even life insurance. I'm making sure that all these things are taken care of. And I do that by making sure I free up money, the things I just talked about, right? Those are things I would do for myself, guys, that if this pending situation was going to happen to me within the next 3 to 6 months, okay? And so that is the first part of this whole equation, defense, right? Okay, so in the next step, what I do, if this happened to me, guys, what I would do personally is I would involve, now we play a little defense, now I'm going to play a little offense, right? I got one job. That one job could be possibly going away. So I'm going to right now, I'm not going to wait. Again, I'm not going to let life happen to me. I'm going to happen to it. So I'm going to now be proactive. I'm not going to let that play out. I'm not going to let that process play out where I'm looking, the doom and gloom of possible layoff is coming. I'm going to be sitting on my couch, crying about it. I'm going to now take steps. I got possible 2 to 3 months for that process to happen. I'm not going to wait for that to happen. I'm going to go out now and start applying for any kind of job. It doesn't matter, all right? Part-time, full-time, anything I can get going, right? Now, in some parts of the country, like where I am right now, gig work is very popular. What are possible gig, apps you can work on, right? Everybody know about DoorDash. Not too many people know about Spark. Spark covers, making deliveries for Walmart and Sam's Club. Not too many people know about GoPuff. That's a grocery store fulfillment app in many different cities across the United States, guys. And it's here where I am now. I do GoPuff and Spark. I made a business out of it. So much and so forth that I don't even do my full-time management job that I got hired for a couple years ago. I let that go. Now I just work my business, right? So that's just to give you guys an example, right? So if you choose a gig app, for example, there's certain gigs. Now you may ask yourself, well, K-2, hey man, I got kids. I'm a single mother. I have kids. Some of these gig apps, like GoPuff, for example, Spark, some Spark orders you can do. You can take your kids with you, right? That will save on, childcare costs, for example, right? So think about it like that, guys. And getting back to the full-time, part-time jobs you can find in your cities, look, don't be too picky, right? That's what I would do. Look, back in the day, guys, when I was getting out of debt, I'm a college graduate. I had to, when I was in that situation, I let my ego down. I let my ego go. I let my pride go, right? At one point in my life, maybe I'll talk about this in another video. At one point in my, getting out of debt financial life, I was working at a job where I was picking up dog poop, right? And some people may look at that may look down upon that. If you're a college graduate, I had to have no feelings about that at all, guys. I had to go out and do what I had to do. I had to go out and get money. Whoever came to me first on a potential job, a paycheck, I was going after. I could not be concerned about how, my high and mighty college degree, right? I could not be concerned about that. I had to put all that down. And these are kind of things in my mind, guys, what I would go through. Hey, anybody on board, I'm going after, right? Anybody want to give me a paycheck? Anybody want to give me a job? Hey, my uncle once said, hey, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you? I had to get used to saying that. I had to get away from that whole pride and ego thing, okay? So it was all on board, man. My mindset was geared up to take care of business, no matter what. So there you go. Your defense and your offense, right? And so again, guys, that's what I would do if I have possible layoffs coming within the next 3 to 6 months. These are things I would do, okay? Defense and offense. And again, the goal is always take care of your four walls, bring those up to par. From there, you handle, your whatever you got to eliminate from your budget if you can, to free up extra money for yourself. And then now's to play some offense. Now to go out and bring in more dollar soldiers to help you out in your situation. And when you bring in more dollar soldiers to your situation, guys, you have two goals, okay? You have two goals: to establish another job, or do some extra side hustles, gig work. And also another part of that is to establish or add to your emergency fund, okay? Again, you have possible storm looming. You're going to prepare yourself. You're going to hunker down and prepare yourself right now. Again, this other job is not to go out and spend. It is not to go out and create more debt or to pay off your debt you do have now, right? The goal is to, again, establish money coming in and to establish an emergency fund for yourself, all right? Or add to. Now, if you have debt, if I had debt and going through this process, the last step for me is to reach out to my debt collectors and talk to them about negotiating a minimum monthly bills for myself, right? And so that's what I would do, right? Now, for me, when I went through the situation, I had two types of collection debt. I had what I call the alive collection debts. People that were, hollering at my door, calling me and trying to get money from me. Then I had some debt out there that I didn't hear from them at all. I didn't hear from those people. And so what I call those are the live collection debts and the dead collection debts, right? The dead collection debts, guys, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't bother with them at all. I wouldn't even contact them. Let that be. I'm not going to wake up a sleeping bear, right? So, but I will talk to the live collection debt people, and I would call them and work out a minimum payment each month, right? Again, that's what I would do, guys. There you have it. That's what I would do if I had debt and I had a pending layoff on my one full-time job, okay? I hope that helped you guys out. Where you are in your situation, do you have layoffs pending in your potential, coming up down the road in your full-time job? Have you went through that process? Do you worry about your personal finance within the next 3 to 6 months? Drop me some comments down below, and what can I do to help you guys out? Reach out to me. I'll leave my personal email down below. I am busy. You guys know, if you followed me before, I have my gig work, guys. I have my full-time job, but I'm also willing to help people, giving back to you, giving you hope, and guiding you to a better financial future. You're welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions about your budgeting in particular, okay? Again, K-2s, good to have you here. Again, K-2s, always, always, always. We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's take it to another level. Raise the bar. Only then can we toast to ancestor stars. Peace.